Devil May Cry 5 is a weird game. Have you ever stopped and thought about it? How does a game known for pure stylish action somehow make room for poetry? How is there a weak, fragile character in a world full of overpowered demons? And why are some of its core ideas over 200 years old? Let's break it down, because none of it is accidental. Starting with the title, Devil May Cry 5. Right there, hidden in plain sight, is the name of a character who appears for the first time in this game. The Roman numeral V.
So, what's your name?
I have no name. I am but 2 days old. Just kidding. You can call me V.
Now a lot of people will say he's just a pretty boy who looks like Kylo Ren from Star Wars, and yeah, they're not wrong. But they're not exactly right either, because V is actually the human half of Virgil, Dante's twin brother, and arguably the character fans love even more than the protagonist himself. V exists because Virgil wanted to reject his humanity and become truly powerful. And by casting that humanity aside, Virgil becomes Urizen, a godlike demon, a usurper, trying to dominate the human world.
But you already knew that.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Now all of this, that's a common knowledge if you've played the game. But here's the real question. Where did Urizen come from? And why is V constantly reading poetry? Whose words is he even quoting? Before we get into that, if you enjoy deep dives like this, consider subscribing. And let's keep going. The answer leads us to someone who's way more connected to Devil May Cry than you might think. Meet William Blake. In short, an English poet and engraver. But more importantly, a man whose ideas are deeply embedded into Devil May Cry 5.
Urizen, huh? I bet your parents didn't like you much, because your name sucks.
I am without a name. I am power. Absolute.
Urizen, for example, isn't just a random name. In Blake mythology, Urizen is a supreme being, a creator figure, often compared to the biblical god, a force that shapes the material world. Blake even depicts him with a compass. And honestly, the boss arena in the game kinda looks like a giant protractor. Here's the key idea. Even Blake's Urizen isn't whole. He's just one part of something greater, just like Urizen in DMC. Because throughout Blake's work, there's one central theme. The union of opposites. Strength and weakness, light and darkness, good and evil. Not as enemies, but as parts of the same whole.
He who desires but act not breeds pestilence. So it is written.
That poem he's reading, it comes from a collection called The Marriage of Heaven and Hell. Again, the union of opposites. And if you've played DMC5, you might recognize that name. It's one of the game's difficulty modes. And here's the interesting part. That same name existed all the way back in 2005, in DMC3, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell. Isn't that exactly what Sparta and Eva are? A demon from literal hell, and a woman whose name belongs to the first woman in heaven? Which raises a question. What if Blake's ideas were always part of Devil May Cry, not just in the 5th game? Maybe DMC5 is just where it all comes together, where those ideas are finally used to their full potential. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. Now let's talk about Blake himself. His works are strange. Sometimes simple, sometimes incredibly surreal. So surreal that you can't help but wonder what was actually going on in his guy's mind. And if you already knew all this, if none of this is new to you, then here's something that probably is. Blake's final engraved work was the Divine Comedy. Yes, that one. The story of Dante and Virgil. He died before he could finish his work, and just like that, a stylish hack and slash game ends up carrying ideas that are over 200 years old. And who knows, maybe 200 years from now, someone's random piece of content will become a cultural phenomenon. Just because the right moment finds it and finishes it. If you like videos like this, consider subscribing, because there will be more breakdowns like this. See ya!
Don't you dare say it! Jack!